Hello groupies and welcome back to Form of Therapy. I am the video channel producer and it's been a while. I know that for the past few months, obviously reactions have been very sparse on this channel. I just recently moved out of state. That took up a lot of my time and my camera has been out for repair for the past month. And so it's made it rather difficult to produce videos. For the past few weeks, I was experimenting with a webcam, but honestly, I wasn't satisfied with the quality. It looked really shitty. So with the help of a friend, we are using a backup camera and I am satisfied with the quality that this camera is actually putting out. So I am officially back. I am gonna be pumping out reactions till the end of the year, just like a lot of videos coming your way real soon. And we're gonna be starting with this video. We're gonna be checking out a video that I have been waiting to watch. It is Days Gone By, 행복했던 날들이 있었다 by DAY6. Now, obviously I'm a huge DAY6 fan. I support the band not just because Jay's my friend, I support the band because they make exquisite, extraordinary music. And out of anyone in the K-pop scene, they do produce some pretty fantastic music videos. And also I did attend their Youth in LA concert and I do have a recap video coming for that. That has just been on the back burner for editing because for the past few weeks I've been finalizing my set. I've been building and planning and designing the final set that we're going to be working on. So it's been a slow process, but by the end of the year we should be ready. But in the meantime, we are going to be pumping out some reactions again. And before the end of the year, the DAY6 recap video is also going to be coming out as well. Let's get started. This is your form of therapy. Interesting. So the guitar riff already and the visual look of this, it's very like late 70s, 80s inspired pop rock. Ooh, even the synth right here. Hell, even if you look at the way Jay is dressed with the turtleneck and the suit, this is a very, very retro style, very particular within, hold on, sorry, one second. Oh, very cool. They have like this, it's like a double, it's not necessarily a double exposure effect, but they have like a double exposure kaleidoscope effect going on. Oh, interesting. Even the framing of the shots is actually kind of like, not necessarily shitty filmmaking, but sort of outdated filmmaking. It's like, this music, even the shot of Jay, like this music video, it's not just like inspired by retro rock. They're actually producing a music video in the exact aesthetic how you would produce a retro rock music video. I love this synth. It's so fun. Oh my god. That shot of Young K, that is really cool. I want to talk about that later. I also want to talk about these double exposure shots, these kaleidoscope shots. Oh. And if you look at like the backgrounds, the white part, the highlights, it's like a little bit overblown. This entire video, it has like this bloom effect to it, which is very prevalent from like VHS footage. See, even their transitions have like a little bit of the VHS aesthetic. Oh, interesting. A 360 shot. Oh, this is cool. Oh my god. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like shouting. That zoom. Remember that Toon zoom. Oh my god, this is so cool. See, this is a double exposure shot. This is dope. That might qualify for me as music video of the year. That might be DAY6's best music video by far. Visually, obviously, it's not like the cleanest looking video because it plays into the retro concept, so it looks a little bit dirtier, so it looks a little outdated. But I say this might be their best music video because it is so experimental and it's so different from anything you've seen in the K-pop scene all of this year. Because right now, and this speaks both to the music and the video, we are in a trend in K-pop where we are taking inspiration, a lot of retro inspiration from the 90s and the 80s. We've definitely moved more into the 90s as the year has passed, but the 80s and 90s influences are just like very big. It's been a very big part of the music scene. But here's the thing, other people who have done this, it's always been very 80s inspired. It's always 90s inspired. DAY6 produced a music video that looks like it was shot during that era. How do I describe this? They look like the rock band that would be playing at a prom in an 80s movie. That's what they look like. That's the vibe they give off. The glitz and glamour in this music video with like the colored cellophane and like the soft bloom effect, those aesthetics all put together kind of give them that retro, old school, kind of like pop boy band effect. I'm not talking a boy band like 17, NSYNC. I'm talking a boy band back in the day like the Beatles. This is very heavily mirrored of that era. I say mirrored because, again, this is more than just an influence. And I would say it really, really speaks to the filmmaking in this video. Whoever produced this video, they did a great job at making this feel retro, because a lot of music videos these days try to do the VHS concept, but usually what they do is they shoot it on like high fidelity cameras, and then usually they'll just like toss in like a filter that kind of adds that VHS look to it, but it still looks like a high definition video. This video looks like it was shot on a lower fidelity camera. I mean, it probably wasn't, especially at the end. Footage becomes a lot cleaner, and especially the green screen shots are extremely clean. But I can tell in the post-processing work, they actually went the extra mile most companies do not do to make it look extra vintage, extra retro, like as if it's almost authentic quality. But it's not just the visual look, the filters, the VHS look that makes it feel retro. The process they went of emulating a very retro music video is that they made it kind of shitty. I don't mean that this is a shitty music video. I mean that filmmaking back in the day was a little bit outdated. Filmmaking now in 2018 has improved a lot since filmmaking back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Every decade we make huge leaps in technology, in gear, and you can tell like they purposely added camera shake. They purposely like did like shitty zooms. Remember that Toon zoom I told you to pay attention to? If you look at the zoom, it looks very awkward. It looks like, honestly, like current day, like a high schooler took a camera and he's like, just like filming this band. And even the kaleidoscope effect they were doing, if you look at the turns of the images, it's not smooth, it's not clean. There's a lot of like awkward pauses. As a filmmaker, you have to learn to use a focus ring as smoothly as possible. So if this is a focus ring, you have to learn to turn it so that when people are watching a movie, especially if you do like a rack focusing shot where something is blurry in the background, something's in focus in the foreground, but you turn the ring and you make the foreground blurry and you focus on the thing in the background. That shot, you have to turn the ring smoothly to make it seem natural, so people aren't taken out of the movie. People who start out in videography are not very good at that. It's a learned practice. And especially in the kaleidoscope scene, you see the awkwardness of the turns. Some of the camera whips and pans. It's very messy. Come on, this is JYP we're talking about. They produce some of the highest quality music videos on the market. You think they're just gonna let this shit pass if it wasn't intentional? The whole purpose of this is to kind of make it look a little bit vintage. Old school films are not perfect, you know? You watch an old movie and sometimes you might see a boom mic in the shot. You see an old school movie and someone will like literally kick the air and then the other person will respond as if they got kicked in the face. You know, that's just how old school filmmaking is. And I love that they actually went through the process of shooting this like that instead of just doing everything in post, which is what a lot of companies do. I was also in love with the actual aesthetic and fashion of the vibe. It was sort of a mix between like a late 70s and a new romantics type vibe. I love the use of the cellophane that they had during like a lot of the solo sets. They're like cellophane gels that's used a lot in filmmaking to alter the color of scenes. And this video also has a little bit of a soft overblown bloom effect, which kind of adds to the authenticity of this look. Like DAY6 music videos in general, and a lot of JYP music videos in general actually have very soft film look. If you were to take a look at any Twice video compared to like a YG video, a Stray Kids video compared to a 17 music video, you notice that JYP likes to go for a little bit of a film look in their grading, and it's a little bit soft. My favorite parts of the video, I would have to say, is definitely that awesome 360 shot they did. That entire light panel setup they did, that was super retro, that was super groovy. I like that. But I also like this one shot of Young K. It was like, it looked like it was a dolly shot, but it's not really like, so basically what they did was they zoomed in on Young K, but then digitally in post-processing, Young K is coming towards you. So it's like this meeting in the middle type, really awesome vibe. It's like they did that a lot in a lot of old school retro music videos. A lot of 70s music videos have that kind of effect. So that was really cool to see. I thought that was probably my favorite part. It's definitely a very visually mesmerizing effect. I think overall the song is really fun. I actually really like the song. It's lighthearted, it's fun. Again, it kind of takes you back to that era of kind of carefree pop rock, you know? And especially with DAY6, so many of their songs can be so emotionally daunting. It's kind of nice to have a comeback that is a little bit more fun. Their Youth Part 1 series, the title track was Shoot Me, and that was very angry and emotional. And, you know, in your youth, there are very emotional times. But I like that this one is kind of a little bit mistful. It's a little bit nostalgic, you know? It's playing on a different vibe of the youth concept, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this comeback. I think this is their best music video to date. It might be music video of the year, and I can't wait to check out the Remember Us EP. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my reaction and review of DAY6's Days Gone By. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the song and the music video. Also, thank you to my loyal supporters on Patreon. Your monthly patronage allows me to do what I want, what I'm passionate about every single day. I know that it has been tough, but I promise you that you are going to be getting tons of content really soon. If you want to become a supporter, why don't you head on over to patreon.com, and for as little as $2 a month, you get early access to reaction videos just like this and some more exclusive content coming very, very soon. If you can't support me monetarily, that's completely fine. Why don't you just go ahead and click like down below right here. It is free. It helps me out with YouTube's search algorithm. If you're new, why don't you go ahead and click subscribe over here. Turn on the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video, and go ahead and check out all my other videos over here.